What is happening, YouTube? Today's conversation is all about cash for keys. This is a very, very relevant conversation because of COVID, but also a relevant conversation for any landlord out there that has tenants that are, for one reason or another, not paying their rent.
With all the craziness going on in the world, there needs to be other means to get a tenant to move on from a property, and cash for keys is one of them.
Check out this video in full, and we'll take you over to the whiteboard. But before we go to the whiteboard, do not forget to take a minute and smash the subscribe button and like this video so you guys can be in tune of all the great things that we're up to on the YouTube channel. Now let's head to the whiteboard.
Unfortunately, because of COVID and because people are not able to pay their rent, because of all kinds of issues, there are tenants that are in their units without paying rent. And this applies 2 times before COVID and after COVID. Now, as a landlord, most of the time you have access to the eviction process to execute the lease, get a court to mandate that the tenant needs to move out, and have a sheriff come out and perform a lockout. Off you go with an eviction. If they are breaking their lease through noise violations or breaking the law, some states will allow you to evict for other causes. Some states will even allow you to evict if they can't show that they're not able to pay the rent because of COVID. If all those things don't work, you can get really alternative. Cash for keys is basically giving the tenant money for the keys to the unit and saying, okay, tenant, I understand that you haven't paid your rent and I need you to vacate this unit because I need it back so I can get somebody else in here. And cash for keys works at a negotiation of dollars in exchange for them turning over that unit. Before you guys throw rocks at me in your comment section on YouTube and say, wait a minute, why should I have to pay this tenant? It's my apartment, it's my building. Here's the way that works. Let's say a tenant doesn't pay you 1 month's rent, okay? That's 1 month equals $800. That's the rent, $800 a month. Some may say, they owe me that and I'm gonna hold on until they're able to pay me that amount of money. Fair enough. But if you want to negotiate a cash for keys arrangement, rent and the security deposit that come into the equation. Now in New Jersey, the deposit 1.5 times that, which is $1,200. 2 things come into consideration in a cash for keys negotiation: how much rent it is per month and how much the security deposit is. Let's say it's March 1st and the eviction moratorium's just been extended till June 30th. That's 3 months, or that's $2,400. If the tenant doesn't pay you, then you've got this money to play with. In New Jersey, that's how much it is. In other states, your deposit may only be 1 month's rent. This is how much money you've got to play with in cash for keys, because you could forgive a month's rent and you could give a security deposit, which hopefully, if you're a good landlord, you did the right thing. You didn't just put that money in your pocket, you actually put it in an interest-bearing or in a non-interest-bearing account. So you have access to those funds. The cash for keys arrangements typically look like, okay, tenant, I'll give you a month's rent to get out of the unit.
All right, guys, so here's the summary of the cash for keys conversation that you guys need to remember to bring it home. Number 1, consider the cost of the tenant staying in the unit. Whatever it may be, there is a major cost to them staying there, and that is dollars per month for however long they get to stay. Really, really factor that in. You got to take your emotions out of it. Look at cash for keys as a business decision. You've got to do what's right for the cash flow of your property. Number 2, you certainly have the security deposit to play with. And don't forget that you've got at least 1 month's rent that you want to at least leverage as a token, as an offer to the tenant. So you could really go 1 month's rent and security deposit as the bottom line offer, the first offer you want to give. The next thing is make sure the tenant gives the property back broom clean to you. And you can put a cash for keys agreement in writing, just a little 1-pager that says, I'm going to give you this if you give me back the keys to my property with nominal damage aside from a little bit of wear and tear. And I'd take a little bit of wear and tear in exchange for losing a month's rent. This goes for all you nice guys and gals out there that want to just see the good things in people. It's okay to see the good things in people, but you also don't want to give them any money up front. As much as it might be tempting as an incentive to the tenant for them to get out there and find a new place, you don't want to get yourself in the trap of giving the tenant money before they have given you the keys and the property back broom clean and met every step of that agreement you laid out for them. Those are the parameters to cash for keys. It is something that you got to just separate your emotions from, and you can make it work. I hope this is of value to you guys. Make sure you leave your comments in the section down below. We'd love to hear your thoughts or your experiences on cash for keys as well. And as always, if you like what we do, make sure you smash and subscribe that button so we can hear what you guys have to say, and you guys can hear about all the kinds of videos we have coming down the pipeline too. Thanks for watching, guys, and have a great and profitable week.